Hey, welcome everyone. I'm very excited. Oh, I just broke the chair. Just broke the brand new chair. How's everyone doing today? Sorry for the echo. We're still working on that. It's still a work in progress. I'm gonna view this on watch page so I can see myself. How's everyone doing? There we go. We're started. This is the Professor is functional. Yes, this is the reveal. This is the first time I think on the tech channel we're actually at the finally new tech set. If you didn't know, Project Newport has been revealed on Tailosive Talks. You should check it out there if you haven't yet. If you want a big studio tour of the whole thing, that's over on Tailosive Talks right now. I don't want to break away from the tech stream to give you to know another tour. I'm getting kind of sick of the tours, but it's a really great place, so you should check out that vlog to see how it went from start to finish. It was a really fun process to renovate this place. It was definitely not this nice when we first moved in. So anyway, let's get into the chat. How's the iPhone dummy? I see you're loving it. Yeah, I wanted to display it all just because we're 1 week away. It's officially 7 days left until the official keynote from Apple begins. So I just want this to be, we're all talking about it. It's here. I have officially ended the silence of the iPhone edition on my channel where I haven't talked about it. That big video is proof that this is all happening. I'm talking about it again. We're going to get back into rumor videos, recap videos, and stuff like that. Anyway, do you have to move the desk for a live stream? Yeah, and for unboxings. For unboxings and live streams, I like this really solid white desk that looks a lot more clean than that just blue beige desk my mom had. So for when I'm doing tech videos and I'm standing, I just move the desk against the wall. When we live stream, do an unboxing, pull it out this way. Yes, we have a P.O. box. For those who don't know, I believe it's in the description of every one of my videos, and I'll put it in the chat here just in case. If you want to send things, here is where you send it. P.O. Box 5430, Oroville, California, 95966. What about Mac Pro? I don't think there's going to be a Mac Pro anytime soon, but anyway. Let me make sure this window is open so I can see any super chat donations anyone wants to give in. I will not miss it. Do not worry. Okay, let's get into some of these chat questions. Imac Pro, I hope it'll happen soon. I mean, December, so it's at least 3 months away. But again, I don't know if that's going to be happening anytime soon. It is a little echoey, yes. We carpeted the place on move-in day, and that did help with the echo a little bit. But like you can tell, there is still some echo, but not to worry. There are some sound tiles coming on the way that kind of absorb all the echo so that when sound is bouncing off the walls, it won't be as you can hear it now, echoey. And there's a lot of changes for the office that have not yet gone in. For instance, we have Wi-Fi being installed tomorrow. So right now we are still live streaming with Verizon Unlimited. I have yet to get Wi-Fi in this place, but tomorrow was the soonest possible day we could get Xfinity to show up. Hopefully, the internet is going to be much better than what I had at home. Anticipating 250 down, 20 up. So not the best, but definitely the best we can get for this location. And of course, internet speeds are never exactly what they advertise them as. So we won't know for sure what it is until tomorrow, but I really hope it's for the best. So Wi-Fi will be coming tomorrow, and hopefully that means that the live streams will be above 480p, and the live streams on all the channels will be better because we'll have internet that can support it. So, that answers that question. Hey Drew, I see you made a video on the stylus and how it's not useful on the Note 8. Watch Casey Neistat, oh, the chat's going away. Watch Casey Neistat's video on the Note 8. The whole video is about why the stylus is useful and important. Lol, react. I did watch his video on it. I don't think he really proved his point though. He talked about it a lot, and I can tell he likes Samsung, and he did openly admit in the video he has a bias towards Samsung. He's worked with them in the past. He is planning on working he's planning on working with them in the future. I see the super chat. I'll get into that in just a second. But he just kind of showed in his video that it's such a natural way to interact with the device, but he didn't show how it is. He was really good at editing his vlog, so he can write "I love stylus" on all different types of displays, on the Surface Pro, on the iPad Pro, and on the Note. So he showed that, yeah, you can draw with a stylus, but I didn't see him doing something that's like, this is the only thing a stylus is good for. He kept saying it's a very natural way to input, but I was like, show me. How is it a natural way? Don't just like draw a bunch and then say, I like that. You can back it up with some more evidence, Casey, but I'm not going to shout out Casey. I'm just getting over the Marquez collaboration. That was a big deal for me. That was the first time I've ever had a celebrity interaction of any kind. I've never met any YouTubers I enjoy, or a celebrity of any kind I've never had an encounter with. So that was kind of the first for me. So that's why I may have seemed overly optimistic and stuff. But still, I'm glad Casey likes them. I can't find a functional use for them, and I felt that his opinion of them wasn't that in depth. It was just, I like them and they're good, and then he moved on. Okay, Kyle Kurt's donation says, I love that your head covers the light switch. Yeah, the light switch actually doesn't activate anything. This is pretty useless, but it was here. So I think in the future we still have a lot of leftover blue paint. We're probably just gonna screw this out and get a tiny piece of sheetrock or whatever to cover up right there, and then or if anything, we'll just paint the light switch blue so it's not as significant. But yeah, when I'm recording my tech videos, you're not going to see the light switch. I'll be standing in front of it, so don't worry about that. Okay. Apple fan says, do you think the iPhone edition will be in November? No. I think they're pretty certain that it's going to be in low quantities, but the announcement's on the 12th, obviously, and then pre-orders will start a week after. Pre-orders will start that Friday, and then deliveries will start a week from that Friday. I think we're pretty set on that. That's typically how this release goes. And Braden Farley has a big donation, and he says, you should build... Ah, dang it, I lost it. You should build a firewall for your new office. I would go for a PF-Sense box. Okay. There's definitely security measures we'll be taking. I've got a security system on the way that has cameras and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you meant that by firewall. We have walls, but I'd like to keep them off fire. And I have Macs, so I'm not worried about viruses. Anyway. Project Photon is still in development, and Newport has kind of slowed down production of Photon, but now that we're kind of getting settled, moving in, Photon is still in the works, and it doesn't have an official release date yet. Still working on it. Okay, do you believe that the 7S and 7S Plus will have the same hardware as the Edition, just with unoptimized software? No, because the 7S and 7S Plus are still being designed by Apple, so the software and hardware are going to be definitely just as good. In fact, I think that the 7S is probably going to be the most overlooked phone this year. I think that's going to be a really powerful, really worthy upgrade, but because it has bezels, no one's going to care about it. I think it'll be probably one of the most underrated smartphones of 2017, because just because it doesn't look as good as the Edition, and that's what everyone wants. Oh, rumors say that the 7S is going to be called iPhone 8. Yeah, I saw that too. The names are still up in the air, and like I said, weeks before the iPhones officially come out, they're still not, Apple still has been known to change them on a dime, and we usually get an announcement that we're like, oh, they went with that idea? And it really is up in the air on this one. We don't know if it's going to be 8 and 8 Plus, or 7S and 7S Plus. I think the 7S one makes the most sense because it looks like an iPhone 7. Design-wise, it didn't change that much other than the glass back. So I thought the 7S would make the most sense. It would be a very significant S model because most S models don't change design that much, and these would be switching to an all-glass design. And I think it doesn't make much sense to go jump from 7 to 8 and also have the Edition. The most logical one for me would be 7S, 7S Plus, and Edition, but of course they never do the common thing, so we'll see what happens. I don't believe the rumors when it comes to names. Usually they get it wrong anyway. What do you see in the future of the other Tailosive channels? Well, I'd like the other Tailosive channels to become as active as the tech channel at some point. Hopefully the studio will allow us to do that, especially with better Wi-Fi coming in. Like the gaming channel, I want to see more like edited Let's Plays and gameplays come to, because right now it's just live streams, which are fun, but I'd love to see more daily content come to that. The Talks channel, I'd like to be more consistent about vlogs and shows like Hello World. I'd like to stay more on top of that, so like, just like the tech channel, where you wake up in the morning and there's a tech video ready, I want that to happen with the other channels as well, so that every day you see something ready. Except for, of course, the main channel, which it would be a little bit unrealistic to try to get a new comedy sketch out every single day. That's a little crazy. But maybe we could get it up to 2 videos a week or 3 videos a week someday, if we have more people and we can have more editors and stuff like that. As well as, you know, the productions channel probably cannot get daily content at any time. Either it can't get content, period. But movie reviews as well is a part of my YouTube subscriptions that I follow a lot. I watch a lot of movie reviews, but I'm so busy I don't have much time to make my own. But I would like to, and I'm hoping that as time goes on, I'll have more and more time. What happened to your green walls and crappy computers? We moved. For those who don't know, Project Newport is we're in an entirely new set. We've got our own studio now. If you want to see what the entire studio looks like, please go over to Tailosive Talks. The most recent blog gives you progress of what it looked like when we moved in, before we moved in, and then what we did to it to make it what it is now. And now it obviously looks amazing. I painted a wall. The green walls are still there at home. They're not here anymore. We're not going to be filming in that stupid attic anymore. I know a lot of people may be wondering because of pricing and stuff like that. Yeah, this was a large expense, but and some of you may think like, why don't you review the Note 8 or why don't you buy the Essential phone? If you had all this money you can spend on a new retail space. Not a retail space, more like a commercial office space, which we like to call. I haven't decided what we're going to call it yet, whether it be Tailosive headquarters. Some people like Tailosive campus, because it's like Apple, or Tailosive Park or whatever. And the P.O. box is still the same. We didn't move out of the city. We're still in Oroville, California. But the reason I was okay with this idea of moving out and spending so much money on it was because there was so many problems I had with the attic space that I've been filming my videos in for years and years and years. The reason I never complained about them in videos was because there was nothing I can do about it. There was no place where we could move. There was not a better place to move where we could shoot videos. I had experimented with different setups in my room lots of times. I wasn't sure if painting it was a good idea. There was a ton of things I tried to do in that room, but really that angle that we've seen all my tech videos in, just with that corner, the green walls, and the filing cabinet, and the dresser with the old Macintosh on it, that was really the best thing we could do. And believe me, I tried a lot of different setups. I experimented for days on trying to see how could this room look better, and I really couldn't get anything. So that's why you never heard me complaining about, hey, the Wi-Fi at my house is awful. We had to cancel it. It was so bad it wasn't worth it. The only way I can upload and live stream at my house is by using my phone's hotspot. That allows me to use internet, but again, Verizon down throttles now, so that wasn't being consistent. Sometimes it would take an hour to upload a video, sometimes it would take 10 minutes, so it was really hard to plan around that. Also, that attic was not insulated, and when it's 100 degrees in California, that means it's 100 degrees in my room. Boiling hot. When we live streamed, I was sweating furiously when I would live stream because I didn't want the fan on. It would ruin the audio. And like I said, we've got soundproofing material coming. Sadly, it wasn't Prime eligible, so we couldn't get it in 2 days. But I'm getting 48 little 1 by 1 foot sound tiles that we'll put on the walls, and hopefully that will mute the echo in here. The carpet is already doing that. It wasn't carpeted originally, but the reason I'm okay with that is because the attic was really not a great setup at all. And I think having an office space that has really great Wi-Fi, where we can finally get business-grade Xfinity, will allow us to make better content, which we don't have yet. Like, for those of you who don't know, the Wi-Fi is not installed yet. It's being installed tomorrow morning. And hopefully, when it is installed, we'll hopefully get 250 down and 20 up, which will allow us to do higher frame rate and higher resolution live streams, as well as download things faster. So we're hoping that will be a good deal. But I'm going to get into the super chats. I'm not going to answer immediately because I want to explain some things to you, because big things obviously have come to Tailosive, and I want to answer to that. I see the super chats. I have a whole separate window just for those, so I'll answer them. Don't worry. Yes, we moved. For those of you who didn't know, go to Tailosive Talks. It explains everything with the most latest videos. Okay, so Haptic asked, what do you think of DJI? I'm just not a big drone guy. It's a lot of money to spend on a shot that looks really, really basic. It looks good, but maybe part of it is the fact that me and my friends, when we were little, he would buy and even make his own RC planes and RC helicopters all the time, and he would attach cameras to them and fly them around. So before drones really became popular, like before DJI, me and my friends were watching drone footage like all the time when we were 9, 10 years old. So the fact that when official companies started making, like easy to use drones, we weren't that terribly excited for it because it's like, yeah, it's drone footage. It looks cool. We know what the sky looks like. So drone footage, there's no denying it looks good. It's just you can't really show it for more than 4 seconds before your audience starts to get boring. They start to go, okay, we get it. It's aerial footage. So there's videos people do when they get their new drone of like 3 minutes of drone shots, which, yeah, they look cool, but it's not really helpful for me as a filmmaker because I'm making comedy sketches, I'm making tech videos. The use of a drone is very limited to me given that its price point is so high. If a drone was really cheap, then it would be great for me because I could buy it. But the thing is, they're a lot of money and they don't provide me with much. They'd really help me with 4-second stock shots, which I don't really need. So DJI, cool company. I'm glad they partner with Apple. They're not a bad company. It's just I don't have much of a use for Phantom drones, so I don't have one. Bring back the green walls. Dang it! All this work I do for you, all the complaints, the video and audio are out of sync. I try to fix it, and then we want to go back. It's only $450. Again, that's still $450 for a 4-second shot. You know, if a shot's more than 4 seconds and it's drone, it's really not that useful for me. Yeah, for those wondering where the name Tailosive came from, go to Hello World episode 7 on Tailosive Talks. It's a very long story. Can we see the light switch behind you? You're welcome to. It turns on nothing. It's a useless switch. We're going to get it taken out at some point, I think. You need to treat the acoustics of your new set too much reverb. As I've mentioned many times, we have soundproofing material on the way. Amazon's not shipping it fast enough. It's going to be here in about a week, less than a week here, we'll have more soundproofing material and there won't be as much echo. Also keep in mind you're listening to me on an iPhone microphone, so it's not very directional. We've done some video tests already about how sound interacts in here. When the Zoom H6 microphone I use to record my videos is recording my audio, it does not sound this echoey. It sounds more direct. It sounds a little bit echoey. We're still going to install the soundproofing tiles, but they're not here yet. Make a long video about the Series 3 Apple Watch, please, and make it dramatic. Well, the problem with that is there's really not that much to talk about. I've talked about the Apple Watch Series 3 many, many times. There's not a significant amount of things to discuss. It's cool and I'm excited for it, but it's not like the iPhone edition that deserves its own 25-minute dramatic video about how there may be LTE. There you go. It may have glucose monitoring. That is useful. There's no arguing about that. It's not for everyone, but it is useful. And tomorrow will be Wednesday. Tomorrow's video will be another discussion with Marquez. You guys kept demanding more Marquez videos. You were like, not more Marquez videos. You wanted to see the collab. The issue was I was making videos that were not related to the iPhone and weren't related to the collaboration. Even though we had filmed the collaboration, we kept making them. And everyone on all the comments just saying, when's the video done? When's the video done? When's the video done? You guys didn't want to talk about anything else. So I was just like, well, there's not really a point in keep making videos that aren't related to what you guys all want to see. So I've been talking to my editor, and sadly the tech videos with Marquez are very hard to edit. Because, first of all, I gotta say, very grateful for Marquez to agreeing to be in the collaboration video. However, not that prepared or thinking about how we were going to edit it. I'm very, very grateful for him, but to be fair, when I first started calling him, we talked for about 2 minutes before we started recording. So you seeing me talk to him for the first time in the video from the other day was really my genuine reaction. We'd only been talking for a couple minutes. And I asked him before we started the collab, like, can you record your audio and video? And then when we're done with the collaboration video, you can send me the files and I'll edit them together. That way, I thought I was going to have camera footage from his end. He did not do that. He said, let me see. Like, we called and he said, I could screen record it, but I don't know how to screen record on this. QuickTime isn't very good at it. And I was like, because I only had an hour. I was very set on 1 hour. There wasn't much wiggle room. We couldn't reschedule. It was like, Drew, you have to get this exactly right in this hour. And Marquez wasn't necessarily very prepared for it. He was just going to call me, and that's all really he wanted to do. But he was able to record his audio, so he did set up a microphone and said, okay, I'll record my audio. And I said, okay, can I just point my camera at the MacBook screen, and then you won't have to screen record, because he couldn't figure out how to get the screen record option working on his computer. So I was like, oh, don't worry. You know, I'm being completely honest and respectful, and I'm just like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So I had a second camera ready just in case I needed it anyway. So I already grabbed it and then set it up and just pointed the camera at the laptop. So that's why you're seeing it that way. And the other problem that makes it harder to edit is Marquez did not wear headphones when we did our Skype call, which means that whenever I was talking, his audio file had a ton of low quality speakers in the background of my voice. So if he would have wore headphones, we could have put our audio files over each other, no problem, and we could just talk back and forth and have an interchanging conversation. But because his audio file was filled with me talking in the background from coming out of crappy speakers, we have to individually splice every segment of the discussion so that we go cut, that's audio, that's Marquez's audio, cut, that's Drew's audio, cut, that's Marquez's. So it goes back and forth a lot, and that takes a while to edit. So that's the reason we're having to release the Marquez videos in pieces, is because everyone kept asking for it, and there was no way we were going to be able to upload the entire thing on Sunday, which is when you guys saw it. It definitely had to be something. It's like, okay, I can do 10 minutes today, and then give my editor a few days to work on it, and then the second video will be ready. So that's why they're coming out in pieces. I understand, take the time you need. Believe me, I'm really excited for that video, and my editor thought it was great. He's seen the whole thing, and he thinks it's really great. So it's in the works, and you'll be getting another one on Wednesday, and then another one on Sunday after that, and another one on Wednesday. And I think the one coming out on Wednesday will be about the iPhone edition, because obviously that's recent and it's happening soon, and if we don't release that soon, it will become outdated very quickly, because obviously the event's happening in a week, 1 week exactly. Office tour. If you want an office tour, go on Tailosive Talks. We did one. We've done several office tours on the Talks channel, both a live stream when we revealed it, as well as a vlog showing what it looked like before we moved in, and then the progress we made, what it looks like now. Who's your editor and what does he do? I thought you edited all your YouTube videos. I wish I could. I don't have the time for it anymore. I'm working on so many different channels between tech, gaming, movie reviews, comedy skits, Project Photon, the music channel, all that stuff takes time. So it's a lot easier for me, especially when I'm moving in to places like this, to have an editor that is willing to just take the footage and turn it into something that's good and upload it to you guys. Give us a house tour video, please. Like I said, the house, the new, it's not a house, it's an office, but it's available on Tailosive Talks right now. You guys can watch it there. Photon, what happened to Evergreen? Project Evergreen is Tailosive Music. Tailosive has a music channel now. It's like Trap Nation. It's really great. I think it's around 600 subscribers now. It's a really great channel. I listen to all of the music we post on there every day. There's a new upload for a new song, which I really like. Would you ever do a travel channel? Oh, that sounds fun. I know my girlfriend loves to travel, and I would love to travel with her. It would probably more fall onto Tailosive Talks, though, because that's more just kind of daily life stuff. But I know she wants to travel, and I love to travel, so that definitely could be a whole new series on Tailosive Talks. It's just a bunch of where we're going all over the world. I think that would be a lot of fun. Was there anything good about the Google Pixel? Let me think. If there's anything good I would have to say about it, it's hard. I would say the camera's nice. I like that the camera doesn't bulge. I like that it's flush. It's not a bad camera. It's just I hate that there's only one because like most smartphones are having two now. And I don't think the new Pixel XL even has a dual camera, which is really a big joke because the Note 8 has one, the iPhone's had one for over a year, and there's budget smartphones like the OnePlus 5 that still have dual camera. Everyone's asking about the LG V30. I've seen the videos on it. It's just another Android phone. It's got a lot of features. It's got a lot of fancy things, like Marquez said in his video. It checks all the boxes. But again, it's Android, and I'm not interested in that right now. I'm interested in the iPhone edition. You guys know that features don't make Android worth it. There's a lot of skin on top of Android, so a lot of people don't like the OS that much. What would happen if I reviewed the LG V30 is I would talk about it, I'd say, yeah, it's a pretty good feature phone, it's built very nicely, it's got a nice display. There's a fire somewhere, sorry. It's a good phone, it's just it's running Android and that doesn't have a good ecosystem to support it, so I wouldn't compete well with the iPhone I already have, so. And you can love the Android skin. Yeah, the cops are going after my unexcitement about the LG V30. I have to love it. I've tried to build a Hackintosh for video editing. I've seen that question many times, and I've answered it many times. The idea of a Hackintosh defeats the purpose of a Mac, which is to be simple to use. You just turn it on and it works. Whereas a Hackintosh, you have to find all the right drivers, you have to find the right components, find what you're installing into. I've tried to do it. It's too complicated. It defeats the purpose. I'm not saying it's impossible. Obviously, a lot of people can make it work for them. When I tried to do my Hackintosh, I got all the right drivers, I got all the right downloads and installations, and then couldn't get audio to work, couldn't get it to connect to the internet, couldn't get the visualizers in the dock and whatever to work correctly. So I had to keep tinkering with it for about a week, and I still wasn't getting much success with it. So I just said, what's the point? The idea of a Mac is that it's just easy to use. You just turn it on and it works, and it's reliable. And to shove Mac OS on a computer that it's not meant to go on defeats the whole purpose of having a Mac. So I don't get it. Would rather say everything you're thinking / never speak. Ooh. Haptic, that's an interesting one. I'd probably say everything I'm thinking because I kind of do that now. There's very few things I don't say. But also it would force you to kind of think differently if you knew that you had to say everything you were thinking. So it would kind of force you to be a more polite or respectful person because you know that if you think the wrong things, you will say the wrong things and then offend people or whatever. I would hate the idea of never speaking. That would prevent me from doing my job. Anthony Anserini says, iOS 11 beta 10 is out. Yes, I'm seeing all of these beta updates. I'm installing them as fast as I can, but again, it's coming out in a week. iOS 11 will be ready in 1 week, you guys. We don't need to keep focusing on the betas. It's perfected. They're making tiny minute changes, and if you want a channel to highlight every tiny change with the betas, go check out Everything Apple Pro. He does a far better job of covering that kind of thing. I'm not interested in covering that. It's not exciting. Oh my god, they changed the contacts icon so that the little lips on the side are on the side now. The other side. Oh, in Safari, the compass needle is going like this. It's moved like 3 degrees. So much has changed. Yeah, I don't care about that. Please don't spam, you guys. I don't appreciate that. That makes it very hard to read the chat. Okay, thank you for your donation, Johan. I appreciate that. Would you recommend the Acer Predator Helios 300 for gaming and video editing or Lenovo Legion Y720? No idea what those are because we don't memorize things like that. It's just, look at the specs. I'm not going to recommend anything that runs Windows 10 because it's going to take 10 minutes to turn that thing on. Needs to install updates every 5 minutes. I hate that thing. Evan donated and said, when are the next Marquez videos coming out? There will be a new one tomorrow. There will be another one on Sunday, and then another one on another Wednesday. So it's going to be Sunday and Wednesdays for a while. There's a total of 5. There's 4 left. Would you pay $1,200 for an iPhone edition, 512 gigabytes? I would not, because I have a 512 gigabyte iPad, and if my iPhone fills up, I know it's going to be filled with videos and pictures. I'll just airdrop them to my iPad, and I'll just pay less. I'm probably going to buy the cheapest iPhone edition there is just to save money. I don't see the point in buying one that's fully maxed out storage-wise, because I know I'm not going to fill that up, and if I do, I'll just airdrop it to my iPad. It's really easy to airdrop files like that. The window light coming in, sliver of missing blue paint because of your slight cam rotation. I can't read it, there's too much happening. Okay, new donation from Johan says, do you think the iPhone edition will be worth it when it comes to functions compared to the 7S? I don't know which one I'm gonna go for. Guys, worth is all dependent on the person. You can't just ask a question for everyone to say, is it worth it? You can talk about, is it worth it to large amounts of people, but obviously if you make 80 grand a year, $1,000 is not that much compared to someone who makes 12 grand a year. It's all dependent on your situation. Personally, for me, the iPhone edition is going to be worth it because I run a tech channel. So to cover things like that, it is my job. My job is to give my opinions on things like that so you guys know it's worth it. But personally, I think that the 7 and 7S are going to be perfectly reasonable phones that are very powerful and work very well, but they're going to be extremely overlooked because they look just like the iPhone 7. There's barely any change. No one's going to be like, ooh, the glass back. No one's excited about that. Most people on the street aren't even going to notice that it has a glass back. They're just going to say, oh, that's a 7. They're not going to talk about the upgraded camera or whatever, stuff like that. So when it comes to what it's worth it all depends on you. If you can comfortably afford an iPhone edition, aesthetically, yeah, it's going to look cool. I think personally Face ID is going to be worth it. I think that's going to be an amazing way to unlock your phone, and I think it'll work better than Touch ID. Some people don't think so. But I think it'll be worth it if you can afford it. If that is way out of your way and you can't afford, like if you don't make that much, if you're working a minimum wage job and you don't have a very big income, no, the edition's not going to be worth it. It's a lot of money you're paying for something that doesn't necessarily, it's not a necessity. You don't need Face ID. Touch ID still works fine. For those people looking for a new phone at the end of this year, I still think the 7S is a perfectly reasonable upgrade. It'll be faster. Cameras, I'm sure, are going to be better. Battery life, I'm sure, will be better. Wireless charging. It'll feature all those great things. And keep in mind that no Touch ID won't be on this iPhone, but it's still going to be on the 7S and 7S Plus. And because of the A11 chip, it'll probably be the best Touch ID sensors we've ever had. I'm anticipating the Touch ID will be faster on the 7S than anything we've ever seen. So when it comes to someone, oh okay, sorry, someone was just walking in. Don't worry, they're not going to interrupt. Don't worry. Have you talked with Everything Apple Pro yet? He is not interested in collaborating. He is just Marquez was interested, but a lot of people, I think you guys particularly, kept commenting on his videos. Collab with Tailosive Tech. Collab with Tailosive Tech. He doesn't want to, and that's fine. We don't want to pressure any YouTuber into collaborating because then they're making stuff they don't want to make. So I totally respect that. I don't want people to see. I don't want people to seem like he's mean for not wanting to. It's totally fine. There's plenty of YouTubers that ask me to collab, and I don't necessarily want to. And that's fine. We should respect that. Everything Apple Pro, I think, deleted the comments about me just because they weren't related to the topic at hand. He was talking about the new iOS 11 betas, and all people were talking about in the comments was doing a collaboration video. He's not interested. He just doesn't want to do it, and that's fine. So I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon. He's not really the collaboration type of guy. He doesn't collaborate that often. I don't make... I said very specifically in that video to Everything Apple Pro and Marquez, I don't make diss tracks. Basically, every diss track I've ever heard has been cringy. Not very good disses, because if you're singing it, you're trying to rhyme it, and that means you're not really focused on what you're complaining about. You're just trying to make a diss track. It's not that good. Diss tracks are boring, and I'm not a good rapper to begin with. Anyway, Unbox Universe says, you were such an inspiration to me and my channel. I remember when you had 10,000 subscribers. Look how big you became and how rapidly you grow. Any advice for an almost no subscriber channel? Thank you. Absolutely, yeah. Any suggestions, and Marquez talked about this too. We talk about what suggestions he had for me as a growing YouTube channel as well. I recommend making videos as often as you can. Don't wait for the certain stars to align. Don't wait for the right equipment to show up or the right time to show up. There's never going to be a perfect time to make videos. You just have to push through it. You just have to admit that this is going to be bad at first because no one makes good videos from the start. The only way you get good at making videos is if you keep making them and keep making mistakes. I talk a lot about this in my latest episode of Hello World on the Tailosive Talks channel. If you just keep making videos and admit that no, they're not going to be very good, and no, probably not a lot of people are going to see them. That's what prevents a lot of people from making videos, is they're like, well, not that many people are watching this, so what's the point? No one's going to watch your videos at first. It took me 6 to 7 years before anyone cared to watch my videos. But I just kept making them because I wanted to have a channel. I wanted to treat my channel as if it was my full-time job, even though it wasn't. Now it is, because luckily you guys are watching this. But definitely be consistent. That's what Marquez is going to say in our video. He talks about making videos regularly, but not being afraid to try new things. So, similar to this whole move-in process of getting a new office, don't be afraid to try things differently. So when you want to keep making videos as much as you can and understand that they're not going to be good, but they will get better as long as you keep trying to make them better. Every time you make a video, think, okay, this part I did good, but that wasn't so good. This was cringy. That didn't look right. I'm going to try to fix that. And pretty much, I would recommend this to anyone, whether you be a YouTuber or not. Make sure you have a source of income. That's something I've had for the longest time, and it's what's helped me be able to afford all things like this. There was never a time in my life where I wasn't working. At all times I was, before I was making videos, I was mowing lawns all around town. That used to be like my own independent business. I would go to doors, ask people if they wanted their lawn mowed, and I would do that. So there was all kinds of jobs like that I would do. I did wedding videos, I did business videos for people and got hired for them. No matter what, make sure you have a source of income, because YouTube, it's ridiculous to try to start a YouTube channel without a source of income and assume that if my videos get good enough, I will live off of that. That's not how it works. You need something else to be supplying the income. YouTube channels cost money. Sadly, it works that way. You need internet, you need cameras, you need mics or lights or whatever it is. It helps and is almost required to have a separate source of income so that you can support your YouTube works until it is livable. And again, that can take a very, very long time. It can take a long time before it's profitable. Maybe never. Kayla's World says, love the new studio. What is your favorite type of tech video to make? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good question. I really like making unboxings, which I don't do very much, but what I like about unboxings is that you don't have to get that many cutaway shots. If you notice in my videos, I like, our formula for tech videos is fairly simple. We just, we buy some, we have a topic, we want to talk about it, so I say my points, we do the jump cuts, we do some crop-ins, some Ken's burns, and we show pictures of what I'm talking about, so just to give you a visual, and you get tired of looking at me all day. But unboxings, there's something to look at, and it's not a cutaway shot. So as soon as we import the footage, as soon as we're editing it, we already have all the footage we need of what we're talking about. So as I'm experiencing the unboxing, you guys can see what I'm doing. We don't have to go on the internet and find all these JPEGs of images to cut to and zoom in on. So unboxings are fun to film as well, because I like unboxing things. It's fun. That's why I like Tailosive Unboxed also on the Tailosive Talks channel, where you guys as well as businesses can send me whatever you want and I'll unbox it. That's probably my favorite video to make, is unboxings, which I haven't made in a while. And I'm excited that this month we'll be able to unbox the iPhone edition, hopefully, as well as a new Apple Watch. I'm pretty confident about the new Apple Watch, but the iPhone edition could definitely be delayed, and I might not get that until October, November, if things happen. Blue should be of the lighter shade. No, believe me, we looked at lots of different shades of blue. This isn't meant to match. This was a Christmas present. I didn't even make this. This blue was not meant to match this blue. And if that wall was this colored blue, it wouldn't look as right. We were very specific about what color we painted it, because we wanted it to be dark enough so that the light would reflect off of it in a certain way. And when it's too light blue, it doesn't match anything. So please do live streams in the attic. There's no Wi-Fi there. Everyone complained about the video and audio being out of sync. This is how we fix it. I don't know what Detroit Borg is, so you can talk about that all you want, but I don't know what it is. Drew, why does Apple add new features randomly? 120 Hz being only on the new iPad. Same goes for the past with Touch ID, iOS, and macOS redesigns. And new font only being on the Apple Watch until iOS 9. I think they add them as they're ready, because they don't unveil all of their products at the same time. So that's why you get some inconsistencies as well as colors and stuff like that. Like obviously when Touch ID was first introduced, it was unreasonable to refresh the entire Mac lineup so that they all have Touch ID, for example. Detroit Borg is a YouTube channel. Look it up. Okay, I'll look it up after the stream. We're going to talk about tech for now. But thanks for shouting it out. Has Apple ever reached to you for anything? Not really. Um, Let me think. Well, in a way, see, I got a copyright claim on one of my videos because my editor used footage from a keynote about iOS 11 in it, and a YouTube bot detected that as piracy because it was footage from their YouTube channel, even though we credited them. We said source from Apple, and we were talking about how great Apple's doing. So we got the copyright claim, so we couldn't make money off that video. I disputed it and said, we're talking good things about the company, we credited them, and this is protected by fair use. It took 3 weeks, but then Apple dismissed it. So I don't know exactly who does that, but as far as I could tell, maybe someone from the marketing department at Apple had to watch that video and clarify that no, this person was not pirating our content, they're allowed to make money on it. So they released it. Yeah, I know. You guys act like I don't watch everything Apple Pro. I saw his latest video. It's like one rumor from one person who knows something says it might be called the iPhone 8. I don't know why you guys trust these people so much. Someone said something. I think Apple knows what it's called. And because they haven't told us, then we don't know. Everything is a theory. Yeah, even if we were talking bad about Apple, it's still protected by fair use. But you have fair use is not a it's not a right. It is a defense tactic when you're in court. You don't by default have fair use. You have to bring it up specifically in order to be protected by it. Why can I only use 200 characters in comments? Because it's a live stream and I don't think they want us reading paragraphs of stuff. But if you want me to read something, Super Chat's the best way to do that. Why 480p? Well, because the Wi-Fi for the new office has not been installed yet. We're going to be getting new Wi-Fi tomorrow morning. Hopefully, it's going to be lightning fast, which I'm really excited to test it and see what kind of live streams we can do with the high bandwidth. But for now, we're still live streaming with Verizon Unlimited, just like we did at the attic. Not that great, but it's all we can do for now. But hopefully, once we get new Wi-Fi, we can set up live streams with this again. So we can have, higher resolution streams with better sounding audio, because right now it's just my phone, but hopefully that'll change. Lightning go for the... Anyway, Kyle Kirk says, ever figure out why your video got demonetized? So for that tech one I was just mentioning, it was because we used footage from Apple, but also Marquez was in the Saturday short on the main channel, just called Tailosive with a black T. Razor fast, yeah, I know. Sorry. For some reason, we didn't curse in that video. We didn't say anything sexual. We didn't talk about anything controversial. We didn't curse anything. And it got demonetized. They said that it wasn't suitable. And I said request a review of that, obviously, because there was nothing in that video that disqualified us from being monetized. And they said you wouldn't get reviewed unless the video got over 1,000 views. Luckily it did. You guys watched that video a lot. So then YouTube reviewed it, and it was all cleared. So now we're making money on that Saturday short. It's been fixed. It's fine now. So now we're making money on that. Clearly the YouTube bots are very, very broken, and they will literally demonetize videos that don't have anything wrong with them. We already think it's a little messed up that they're demonetizing videos just for having cursing in them. That's kind of messed up. But at the same time, now they're demonetizing videos without anything bad in them. They're just literally doing them at random. It's just a bad system. Wi-Fi or Ethernet? Both. I mean, we'll have a modem that'll connect to a router, so if we want Ethernet, we can get that, but for the most part, I like having things wireless, so I'm definitely going to have Wi-Fi in here tomorrow. Do you think iPads will eventually disappear as the screen sizes of the new iPhones are getting larger and larger, and then there is MacBook Pro? Well, we talk about tablets in one of the Marquez collaboration videos, but it really shows this year that iPad sales are turning around. So tablets are kind of making a comeback, but I don't think iPhones our displays are gonna get so large that they compete with tablets. But they have already kind of butchered a lot of tablet sales as we're making more Plus phones and the Note 8 at a 6.4 inch. Was it 6.4 inch display? Yeah, they're getting huge. But they fit in our pocket, and I think the idea of an iPad is to have a comfortable amount of space so you can do multitasking things. And it's not really meant to fit in your pocket. It's meant to be a laptop replacement. And for a lot of people it is. I'm not saying everyone can replace their laptop with an iPad. I wish I could, but I can't because of what I need the MacBook for. But for consumer purposes, iPad is really great, and I think it's even better for students. I don't think students need tablets. Students don't need laptops anymore. Tablets can suffice for a college student now. Okay, hide and seek was good. No, it wasn't. The tablet sales are increasing because people are upgrading from older, says Jacob. Yeah, of course. Well, they're upgrading from older, but at the same time, there's been new iPads every single year, but they've been in decline. Overall, sales have been, over the last 5 years, have been going down a lot, and this year was the first time we've had an increase in sales. The new iPad Pros and the 2017 iPad selling really, really well. I personally know like 6 to 7 people who got the new 2017 iPad. An Apple channel this year, do you think the Lumix GH4 would be a good cam to set? I'm definitely interested in buying a new camera. The problem with buying new cameras is that not a lot of people notice the change. Most of my fans would admit that they're totally fine with the video quality. They're here to listen to me. They're not here to look at how amazing the video quality is. But I agree, it would be very convenient and nice to have a better looking camera with interchangeable lenses. The issue with that is people don't watch camera reviews. So I have an option here. I've got a crossroads. I can save for a new camera, which will make the videos look a bit better. Some people will notice, a lot of people won't. So like film fans will notice color correction changes or resolution changes, but a lot of people don't even watch my videos at 1080p. A lot of people don't notice things like bitrate and color correction. They're there to watch me. Those people won't care about a new camera. But what will get a lot of views and what would get a lot of attention is an Imac Pro, which I really, really want because it's space gray. That's the only reason. But a space gray iMac, space gray, that's the only version. The iMac Pro would get a ton of views because it's so popular and it's this new most powerful machine from Apple. So that gets a lot of attention. And it does help me edit videos faster, and it has more opportunity for me to live stream better. Not live stream, but edit videos better because we have more processing power, more RAM, more storage. So that helps me edit better, and it also means getting a ton more views for the channel. We're buying and reviewing a GH5. I've reviewed cameras on my channel before. People don't care as much about cameras. It's not filming at 4K at 60 is not something as many people care about as an iMac Pro. So I have to make my expenses based on what people are going to be interested in, and the camera would I wouldn't get much of a video out of reviewing my new camera, but a handful of people would notice a change in quality. So that's why buying a brand new camera isn't a big priority for me. It's something I want to do, don't get me wrong. I definitely think I need a better camera to make better looking videos, but it's just, there's a big list of things I need to buy, and that's not one of them. And yeah, the audio in here will be fixed soon. We've got soundproofing tiles to put on the walls. They're not here yet. I've ordered them. I got 48 of them. There's plenty. But yeah, it will be fixed soon. Hopefully by the next live stream. Well, not by then. They're probably not going to be here by Thursday. But there will be Wi-Fi tomorrow, and that hopefully will mean that I can hook up my Zoom microphone when we live stream so that it sounds a lot better. Can you do a burial of the attic? Not a burial, but the next Saturday short we'll be filming. That'll come out on Saturday. We're going to show you what the attic looks like now while it's empty, because I've moved out of there. Everything's gone. Looks very different. Very, very different. That's all I'll say. You like the old set? I don't know what's wrong with you. I did not. You didn't have to be in that set. It got super, super hot. Keep in mind also that when I live stream late at night, where are the sirens going? There must be a fire somewhere. There's a lot of fires right now. When I was in that attic and we wanted to live stream at night to reach people overseas, my sister was in the room next to me, and that kept her up at night because she starts work early in the morning. So that was frustrating her a lot, and I love my sister. I care about her. I don't want to ruin her sleeping schedule because she needs her sleep. That's healthy for her. And at the same time, keep in mind that attic wasn't insulated. I didn't get air conditioning in there. So when it was 100 degrees outside, it was 100 degrees in the attic. Also, winter is around the corner. When it gets cold, it's freezing in there. So when it's raining and when it's cold outside, it is just a solid, whatever temperature it is outside, it's that temperature in the attic. It was awful. It was terrible. So that's why we moved sets, is because I was so uncomfortable in there, it made no sense. Also, no Wi-Fi. Everything was Verizon Unlimited. Now we've got Wi-Fi at this set. We've got air conditioning here. I can live stream and record videos while the AC is running because it's not that loud. We got a brand new AC unit for this building I'm in. Yes, I saw PewDiePie's video on Elon Musk. It was very funny. I've talked about Elon Musk before. So that's why we moved. It wasn't just about the setup of how things looked in my room, which personally I don't think they looked very good. I think this setup looks way better. Especially when we're going to be recording a video. You guys are just seeing the live stream for now, the new setup. When I do a tech video at this setup, it's going to look definitely different. But it's also going to be a little bit awkward because we're still cutting back to the Marquez videos, which were filmed in the attic. So for a little while here, for the upcoming weeks, there will be tech videos that take place here, and then another collaboration video with Marquez that's back at the attic. And I know that's going to confuse people, but this is the only way we can do it. Why do you need an Imac Pro? More RAM, more power, but OS 10, not OS 10, Mac OS, is optimized even on a 12-inch MacBook for Final Cut. It can handle 4K, even 8K editing. So why paying for that? I just want to know your opinion. Well, first of all, while you may think that the MacBook Pro is great for editing, it is. Storage-wise, first of all, is constantly full. I'm editing vlogs, I'm editing Hello World, I'm editing, I don't edit. My editor doesn't edit every single one of my tech videos. I edit a lot of my own. Like the iPhone edition video, that big 30-minute one, I edited that one myself. I do a lot of editing on this thing, and it can't do it all. It can do a lot, but it can't do it all. First of all, storage is filling up like crazy, and I'm not interested in just... I do have to edit some Hello World, Sky, when we get things wrong. I do edit. I have to fix them sometimes. I do edit with programs like Adobe Premiere, which are not very optimized on the MacBook Pros, and it means that things overheat fast, they crash, and at the same time, I want something with a bit more storage that can export faster. So in editing 4K video in Adobe Premiere, it doesn't work as well, and I need some of the tools that Adobe offers, because I still edit with After Effects, I still edit with Premiere, Final Cut is just what I edit basic videos on, but I do need a bit more power when it comes to the Adobe apps, and I do need more storage for storing 4K files. And keep in mind, if down the road we want to film at higher resolutions, like we want to get a GH5, we want to get a 4K at 60 camera, and film videos at that resolution, we're going to need something more powerful than this. This is the base, bottom of the line 15-inch MacBook Pro. Part of the thing is it's almost a year old now, so that'll start aging. We'll need something with a lot of power that's going to last a long time, because I'm not interested in just buying a new MacBook every single year, because they don't update them every single year. Mark my words, one day, if you want to, of course, when I grow on my new channel, we will collaborate. Okay, if you say so. What do you think about the iPhone 12? It's not happening for a while. I have no idea what's going to happen in iOS 12. And thank you for your donations, by the way, Richard Mikna. I appreciate that. Thank you. You didn't say much, but thank you. You think the GH4 would suffice? No. If I get a new camera, I want it to be an upgrade in every form of the word. I don't want something that just looks better, but still shoots at 1080 at 60 and regular 4K. That's what I have now. I have two Lumix cameras. Both of them shoot at 4K. Both of them shoot at 1080 at 60. To get a GH5, it would look better because it's a better sensor. I can have interchangeable lenses. But if I'm upgrading, I want more quality options to work with. So it's an even more significant upgrade. So that's why I go with the GH5, is it would open up that opportunity to do 4K at 60. I wouldn't want just something that's a little bit better. Can you say some non-tech channels on YouTube you are subscribed to, or general genres you like? If too personal, don't have to answer. Keep in mind, guys, we get way more personal than Tailosive Talks. I have whole episodes about YouTubers I watch on there, on Hello World. My favorite YouTube channel is not a tech channel, it's Red Letter Media, and they review bad movies on there. They're far more entertaining than any tech channel I watch. Would you review second generation potato? If you sent me one in the P.O. box, definitely. Red camera, $50,000 for the body, ain't that bad. No, if I were to get a red camera, I'd get the Red Raven. That's really, really cheap in terms of red cameras, but we're not anywhere close to that. GH5 would happen way before that. Yeah, I'm not going to get a red camera anytime soon. How nervous were you during the MK? Okay, first of all, it's not MKPHD, it's MKBHD. Very. I've never had a celebrity interaction before. I've never met a celebrity. I've never had a conversation with one. The most amount of interaction I've ever got is typing in the chat room of Red Letter Media's gaming channel previously recorded and having my comment read. That's the most interaction I've ever had. And that was the first time I had someone like on Skype talking directly to me, not focused on anything else, and he's just answering exactly my questions. Never done that before, so yeah, you bet I was nervous. Usually when I'm recording my tech videos, if I mess up, I can try again. It's not a big deal. I'm not worried about getting everything exactly right. With that, I am, because I have 1 hour. I only have 1 hour to get this right. I can't mess anything up because we can't film it again. That was just 1 hour. He was free. I wasn't going to get another hour. We weren't going to get to reschedule. So yeah, there was a lot of pressure to get things right. There was a lot of pressure to be entertaining, and there was a lot of pressure to ask the right questions, which I had written out. But I was making minute changes in what questions I'd be asking as the interview was going along to what seemed natural. Yeah, if a big Twitter account replies to my tweets, I have a big deal. Like Venya Geskin, the guy who sends these out to everyone, the guy who's known for leaking all these iPhone videos, very, very nicely, I forgot to talk about this, very, very generously DM'd me on Twitter. We don't talk very regularly. Last time we talked, it was so that he could send me the iPhone edition dummy. He just messaged me after I released my iPhone edition video, the big 30-minute one, and just said, hey man, I thought this was an excellently pointed out video. You had some really great points and I loved it. I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed it. I think you did a good job. Totally just because he wanted to compliment me. Like, really, really nice guy, and I appreciated that. Venya Geskin himself, the reason we know what these things look like is because of him. And then he tweeted about it. He on his actual Twitter, where he leaks all this stuff, just tweeted, hey guys, you guys should check out this video. Sums up my opinions on the iPhone entirely. Totally flattered by that. I thought that was really nice of him, and I was really grateful for that. So that's kind of a celebrity interaction, but it's not face to face. So you can think out your questions, you can ask what you're thinking about, and you can write it out and then hit send. Whereas the Marquez collaboration is definitely totally different. Just an hour of uncut discussion, one-on-one time, and it wasn't like it was at a YouTube VidCon event or whatever where you just get to take a picture with them and then you got to move along. You only have 5 minutes. So there was a lot of pressure to do a good job. So yes, very nervous. That's why my voice was shaky. Terribly nervous. But as it went on, I got more and more comfortable. And I think as you see the more Marquez collaboration videos in the future, they will get, I will calm down. Because we filmed that on a Thursday, and it was the busiest day of my life. To this day, I've never had a more packed schedule than that day. I think we did 2 tech videos, followed by a Hello World, followed by the comedy bit for the iPhone edition video, followed by a Saturday short with Marquez in it, and then after the Saturday short, we did the Marquez collaboration. I was pooped, and I didn't have anything to eat that day. There was simply no time. I didn't eat at all because we were filming like crazy. I was filming videos at 7 in the morning, till like 3:30. I was so tired. I was so done. Well, it's different because I've done like long shifts at like manual labor jobs. Like back when I worked at the Mandarin Ranch, we had days that were longer than that, but it's not emotionally strenuous. It's just physically strenuous. And YouTube is a totally different job. It was like when you're working at that kind of job, it's just like I need to eat, I need to remember to drink water, and I'm just going to work. I'm going to dig this trench or I'm going to lift these boxes. Whereas that one was playing it up for the camera all day, you know, trying to be excited and trying to be interested and trying to be funny and informative all at the same time, and at the same time getting ready to move out because Thursday was the busiest day ever, and then Friday was going to be move-in day for this place, and it was. It was insanely busy. Applesheep Tech says, when time can you look at my intro at my channel? I'll open it right now in a different tab. I can hit go to channel. But for those of you who don't know, and thank you for your donation, the best way to, if you guys want a review of your channel, if you want me to check it out or something, let me see, where I lost the chat here. Maybe I need to refresh. I did something weird with stupid macOS Windows. Better switch to Windows 10, Drew. This is awful. I lost the chat for a second. For those of you who don't know, if you want a review of your channel, you want to see me take a look at it and tell you what I think of it, there's a Patreon perk that allows me to do that. And even if you donate a certain amount of Patreon, I'll give you a certain shout out, which someone has claimed. I'm going to shout them out soon. In fact, I might as well do it now. This isn't the official one, obviously, but my Safari's all freaking out. Anyway. The iMacs are in storage. I have a closet in the tech room back here. I don't really have a place to put the old Macs. And I didn't really like the old setup as much because it felt like I was just taking as much stuff as I could and stuffing it into the background. This is a lot more minimal. For those of you who don't know, there's 2 shelves you can see right here. There's 4 more on top with even more Apple boxes. I'll show you that when we finish the stream. How do I become a Patron? It's in the description. Just go to support us on Patreon. They got all the different perks. I've got your channel open in a different tab, Apple Sheep Tech, so I can check that out later. We're going to work on the sound, yes. You're hearing this from an iPhone microphone, and also sound tiles are not here yet. We've ordered them, they're not here. Buy me a HomePod and I'll sub. Not worth it. Don't need it. Too many people are subscribing anyway. Just like the set, then unsubscribe. Don't care. We've got too many subscribers as it begins. Way more than I deserve. Why do you call yourself an Apple sheep? Well, because I knew other people would, so if I did it first, it would be redundant for people to call me that. I'm very, very openly biased. And it's funny, because I still get a lot of comments from people that say, you know, if you want your channel to grow, you have to be less biased. We talk about that in the Marquez video, and I'll sum it up for you here. He actually had an interesting point. He says, people label me as an unbiased tech YouTuber when I totally disagree. He says, everyone has some form of bias, and you definitely should never try to admit that you don't, because you'd be lying. Oh, okay. I just got a text from Xfinity that says we'll see you tomorrow. That's exciting. So hopefully the internet will be better here. He said that he gets labeled as an unbiased tech reviewer, but he admits that he too is biased because he grew up with stuff and I grew up with stuff. We're biased towards that. And he said, definitely, as you get bigger, you should not try to resist that. That's who you are, and that's being honest. The fact that you're biased is just, the fact that you admit that you're biased is just saying that you're being honest about your reviews. And a lot of people, you know, would point to him as being an unbiased tech reviewer, and you can be biased as long as you have facts to back it up, and that's how I stand on my channel. What would be more biased? There's ways you can be biased and unreasonable, which would be like, if you said, for instance, iPhone is better because I like it. That's not a fact. You know, if you're just backing up your bias with an opinion, that's more unsupported bias. That's not as interesting. I don't think I would have as many subscribers if I just told people iPhone is better because I like it. It just is. It looks nicer. It's not actually using facts. Whereas in my videos, I try to back it up with facts, and I try to, like, I don't tear apart the Pixel because iPhone's better. I tear about the Pixel because I think it's not a good deal, you know, with the headphone jack on the top, with the fingerprint reader on the top placement. It has a glass on the back, but it doesn't have wireless charging. It's not waterproof. Has that giant chin. It's wasted space. It's very expensive, but it doesn't come with headphones. It's just, to me, not a good deal. So I use facts to back up my bias, but you can never officially label yourself as unbiased. That's never possible. And yeah, there will probably be a rant on the Pixel 2 video. So yeah, that's, even Marquez admits that no one is unbiased. And there may be a pull as you get bigger to be more in the middle of topics, but he says it won't help. You should just stay true to yourself. Make videos you want to be. Be honest. If I tried to be more unbiased, I wouldn't be honest with you people. Why don't you jailbreak your iPhone? All the features in your wish list can be done by tweaks. Well, first of all, because jailbreaking is incredibly complicated, and everything Apple Pro himself admits that it's becoming dead. You know, it's a dying thing. You have to get the right version of iOS to install it. And like I said with Hackintoshes, the whole beautiful thing about Apple products is how easy it is for them to work, and jailbreak complicates all that. And trying to jailbreak and get all those tweaks that of stuff I would want in my wish list would be far more complicated than just having the phone work the way it is. I don't want to build the phone myself. I want it to work I don't have time to fool around with stuff like that. And I know there are people that jailbreak, but it's a dying trend now because you have to have very specific versions of iOS, and it's getting more and more complicated. I binged the whole season of Completely Irrelevant. Wish there was season 2. Well, there is a season 2. And does Max have a channel on YouTube? He does, but I don't think he makes YouTube videos. There is a Completely Irrelevant season 2. It's just not very good. I do like the stainless steel Apple Watch, yeah. Oh, we're past an hour. Okay, we're going to be wrapping things up here pretty quickly. So if you got any final questions, final super chats, final things to ask, here's the time. We're going to be wrapping it up here pretty quick. How much have you saved for the iPhone edition? I'm preparing for it to cost $1,400, which the rumors are saying it's not. The rumors are saying it's going to be a lot cheaper, and there's even some rumors saying it'll be $900 instead of $1,000. I don't believe that, but I'm going to prepare for the worst. I'm assuming it's going to be crazy expensive, and so I'm assuming that it'll be like a $1,400 price point. That way, if it's lower, then great, I have some extra money. But it's definitely happening. It's not a question of if I get the iPhone edition. It's definitely going to happen. Appleseed Tech says, you are the best. We did it, guys. We did a studio tour on Tailosive Talks. It's there right now. It's been there for a day. We did the studio live stream where we showed everyone what it looks like on Tailosive Talks. Show your wall? Yeah, I'll do that when I end the stream. Thank you, Appleseed Tech, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I'll get 64 gigabytes. That's fine. I have 512 gigs on my iPad, so if I fill up the 64 on my iPhone, I'll just airdrop it. I don't care. 512 will be 1,400. Some people said that. The rumors I was saying said that 512 would be 1,200, but we don't know. We don't know. We're only a week away. What will be the future of Apple TV? It'll probably get faster, and it probably will have 4K support. That's what's rumored. I don't get the iPhone 8 on a contract. Who says I wasn't? I plan on it. I have a contract with Verizon. I'm just gonna get that anyway. Any tips for me when using a Mac for the first time? Just play with things. That's the play with anything. If you're using anything for the first time, just press buttons and see what they do. That's how I get accustomed to things. I will try to buy the Imac Pro, but no promises. It's too expensive to be a for sure thing. It depends on how generous people are in the chat, and it depends on how successful the videos are on Tailosive. I don't really have anything planned for 50,000 subscribers. No, it's a big milestone, and I'm very grateful for the amount of success we've been getting. But like I said when I did the 10,000 subscriber special, I want to do a special every time we add a digit. That's a significant milestone. If we did a video for every time we did hit another 10,000, we'd be making 2 to 3 videos a month. Because we went from 30 to 40 very quickly, and I'm sure we're going to get from 40 to 50 very quickly. Are iPad going to get cheaper at the event? Not this event. Not soon. It's going to be a while before they get cheaper. I can see a door frame on the right. Can we fix that? I love your vids. Yeah, this is on an iPhone sitting on a tripod, and the tripod's sitting on a box. This isn't professional right now. This is set up until we get Wi-Fi. The tech videos won't show this. The tech videos will be blue edge to edge. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Why don't you use Final Cut Pro? I do. Who tells you I don't? I use Final Cut Pro most of the time. I use both Premiere and Final Cut. It depends on the type of video I'm editing. Can you do something about the echo? As I've said a billion times this stream, there's soundproofing tiles on the way that we're going to put on the walls so that there's less echo. They're not here yet. I ordered them. Amazon's slow. Has the interview with MKBHD helped your following? It has, a little bit. There's been an increase in views and subscribers. But the iPhone edition video that came out yesterday did far better. That got way more views than the Marquez video. Man, these live streams should be called like the chat of rapidity, because I always have to answer the same 4 questions over and over again. Are you going to notice me or what? Okay, Zach, I noticed you. For a beginner, is iMovie good? Yeah, I edited a lot of my first tech videos on iMovie. A lot of them that got big. Like my iPad Pro review was one of the first videos that got significant amount of views that people started subscribing to the channel. And that was all edited on iMovie. It was not Final Cut, not Premiere. It was all iMovie. which iPhone boxes are those. That's a 6S, that's a 5, that's AirPods. I can show you that. We're at an hour 10, so I think we're about to wrap things up, guys. But because you're interested, I'll show you the entire wall. Give me a second here. I'm gonna unplug you. All right, we're wrapping it up here. This is the end. So this is the entire tech set, and obviously I won't be filming it with an iPhone, so it'll look a little differently on video. So over here, we've got iPhone 6S 5 in the AirPods. Up a shelf again, we've got the 10.5-inch iPad Pro box with another AirPods box. That's what the black pods were in. Up here, we've got the jet black iPhone 7. That's what I'm streaming with. And then over here, we have the matte black iPhone 7 box that I had originally when I got the iPhone 7. Down here, we have a more traditional old iPad Air box and an Apple TV box. And then, of course, the giant MacBook Pro box. So that's the basic tour. Back here, we have not much. This is kind of a workstation more than it is a showroom. That's meant to look good. This isn't meant to look good. This is just where I need to stack stuff. And the Tesla poster, of course, and back here we've got just like basic storage of all kinds of stuff, giveaway items and stuff. So that's pretty much the tech room. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be recording videos on that very soon. Although tomorrow's video will be with Marcus, so that will be at the old attic. So for those of you who did enjoy the old set, you're gonna get it for a couple more videos with Marquez. I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching this live stream, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll be getting rid of the boxes. Keep in mind, I've moved into this place a couple months ago, so it's fine. Not months ago, a couple days ago. So I'm very new here. We're still in move-in renovation material. So thanks for watching, everyone. They will be seeing a Marquez video tomorrow. This is today's video, is the live stream. Thanks for all your donations. I appreciate all of them. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and if you want a tour of the place, it's on Tailosive Talks. Watch it there. Bye-bye.